Professional Education. Final Coaching. Volume 1 Set 2. Number 1. Read the text below. 16-year-old Giancarlo Dapul of Philippine Science High School wore a barong tagalog for his performance in a school contest. What trait or characteristic specified by the Philippine Constitution as output of school learning did Gian demonstrate when he wore a barong tagalog in the contest? Answer: he has a strong national identity. Number 2. Read the text below. 16-year-old Giancarlo Dapul of Philippine Science High School. Gian ended his speech, to wit, "Eventually I realized my math teacher was right when he said, to every question there is an answer, to every problem, there is a solution." Which statement affirmed his aptitude for a science career? Answer: we have to discover new solutions. Number 3. The Council for the Welfare of Children, with the National Early Childhood Care and Development Coordinating Council, passed a resolution approving the guidelines in selecting early childhood care and development (ECCD) learning materials for 0 to 6-year-old children. The DepEd, DSWD, DOH, and private individuals who are ECCD experts composed the evaluation committee of the ECCD materials. Which are not considered ECCD learning materials? Answer: toys that may be handmade, commercially manufactured or in their natural state. Number 4. The field study courses and practice teaching in the revised policies and standards for undergraduate teacher education curriculum, stipulated by CHED Memorandum Order No. 30, Series of 2004, are labeled as experiential learning. They are intended to provide students with practical learning experiences in actual school settings. Which national document provides the mandate for the basic education schools as laboratories for internship program? Answer: Medium-Term Philippine Development, 2004 to 2010. Number 5. Which of the following statements about the school accurately reflects a strong school culture? Answer: maintains a network of communicators and possesses definite organizational core values and sets high standards of performance. Number 6. When enrollees cannot be accommodated in the public schools due to lack of teachers and classrooms, they are referred to the private schools under the blank. Answer: Educational Service Contracting Scheme. Number 7. The DepEd authorizes contributions in schools but not during enrollment. Which is not an authorized contribution? Answer: school organization fee. Number 8. President McKinley instructed the Philippine Commission to have English as the common language of the people. The main reason for the one-language policy is to Answer: propagate the use of English as the language of the American occupying the Philippines during the time. Number 9. The Department of Education collaborates with other partner government institutions, the academe, and the private sectors in delivering its various services. With what agency or sector does DepEd collaborate for preschool education concerns? Answer: LGUs and DSWD. Number 10. Under RA 8190, a bona fide resident is a teacher who has resided in a particular barangay, municipality, city or province where the school is located for a period of at least blank prior to appointment. Answer: 3 months. Number 11. Under Batas Pambansa 232, who comprise the educational community? Answer: parents, students, teachers, school administrators. Number 12. Which are the desired outcomes of a child-friendly school systems, CFSS? Answer: AOTA. Children who are healthy, free from exploitation and violence. And children who are aware of their rights and have opportunities to realize them. And children who can protect themselves and develop their full potential. Number 13. To create an environment within the school that is conducive to teaching and learning, the school may Answer: communicate and facilitate participation in school-based management. Number 14. There is high level of collaboration and communication in a school community when Answer: there is regular use of varied means of communication. Number 15. On which theory is Teacher A's practice of conducting her lessons in a way that her students are taught to discover and perceive new relationships for insight and understanding based. Answer: cognitive theory. Number 16. Teacher L gives his students opportunities to be creative because of his conviction that much learning results from the need to express creativity. On which theory is Teacher L's conviction anchored? Answer: humanist. Number 17. The School for Every Barangay takes its roots in the establishment of one primary school in every municipality as mandated by. Answer: the Educational Decree of 1863. Number 18. Which move liberalized access to education during the Spanish period? Answer: the education of illiterate parents. Number 19. Which was perceived to be contrary to the democratized access to education? Answer: the giving of the National College Entrance Examinations, or NCEE. Number 20. Religious and moral education are to the Spanish period, as blank is, or, are, to Japanese period. Answer: love for work and dignity of labor. 21. If today we have an oversupply of teachers in the country, in the past we had a shortage. When did we have a shortage of teachers? Answer: in 1901, when a highly centralized public school was established. 22. Complete this analogy: Spanish period is to moral and religious person, as American is to blank. Answer: patriotic citizen. 23. Which is not a characteristic of education during the pre-Spanish era? Answer: informal. 24. Which program is DEP-ED's vehicle in mobilizing support from the private and non-government sectors to support programs based on DEP-ED's assistance packages? Answer: Adopt a School program. 25. Which DEP-ED test do out-of-school youths and adults take to enable them to enroll in college if they pass it? Answer: Accreditation and Equivalency Test. 26. The then National College Entrance Examination, or NCEE, was abolished because it was perceived to be. Answer: culturally biased against the marginalized citizens. 27. The following are characteristics of a child-friendly school except. Answer: exclusive. 28. Can parents pass on their duty to educate their children to the school, especially if they are illiterate? Answer: no. Parents have the primary duty to educate their children. 29. What could be an appropriate research approach to determine the factors that contribute to school effectiveness? Answer: establish benchmarks from a case study of a school that is consistently topping the national examinations. 30. Accreditation programs are among the ways of ensuring quality in education. The most important criterion in accreditation is. Answer: assessment based on the school's philosophy, mission and vision, resources and student achievement. 31. Spartan education provided much attention and time for the art of war and the training of soldier citizens. Hence, the Spartan curricula consisted of military exercises and services for the state. Athenian education, on the other hand, stressed individual excellence, hence aimed to. Answer: provide moral training and emphasized virtues to develop personality. 32. The following are moves of the government to democratize access to education except one. Which is the exception? Answer: in-service training for teachers. 33. With equitable access to basic education in mind, which does not belong to the group? Answer: establishment of state colleges. 34. Accrediting the madrasa is government's move towards. Answer: democratizing access to education. 35. Which is a correct statement on service contracting scheme? Answer: it increases access to education. 36. Which one works against the improvement of quality education? Answer: school working in isolation from community and industry. 37. From the Households and School Matching Survey, HSMS, conducted in 1982, it was found out that school factors have less influence on learning when compared to community and home background variables. Which is one implication of this finding? Answer: the school needs to strengthen its partnership with parents and community. 38. Which one is an alternative learning delivery system where an itinerant teacher, with the use of modules, teaches a small group of pupils for a week, then moves to another community the next week? Answer: mobile teacher. 39. The alternative learning delivery system used throughout the country has the following characteristics except. Answer: stick to traditional schooling. 40. Which refers to the trait of practicing conflicting values in different venues and with different social groups? Answer: split personality. 41. After having been humiliated by teacher A, student B evaluates that teacher very poorly despite teacher A's good teaching performance. Which trait is illustrated by student B's behavior? Answer: personalism. 42. Student C says Baha'u'llah and braves the storm for a test. In this situation, what is expressed by the student's Baha'u'llah? Answer: willingness to take risks. 43. A father used to tell her daughter, "You are a woman. You are meant for the home, and so for you, going to school is not necessary." Is the father correct? Answer: no, there is such a thing as gender equality in education. 44. Despite opposition from some school officials, BLEPT has continuously enforced the no collection of fees policy during enrollment period for public schools. Is this policy in accordance with EFA goals? Answer: yes, it supports equitable access to basic education. 45. It is said that some private schools employ teachers without license. Is that in accordance with the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act? Answer: no, the license as a requirement for teaching applies to teachers in both public and private schools. 46. Is there a legal basis for increasing the teacher's starting salary to 18,000 pesos a month? Answer: yes, the Philippine Constitution. 47. A high school graduate was refused admission to a university on the grounds that he failed the admission test. The student insisted that he had the right to be admitted and the act was a violation of his right to education. Was the student correct? Answer: no, the university may refuse the student in its exercise of academic freedom. 48. As provided for, in the Education Act of 1982, how are the institutions of learning encouraged to set higher standards of quality over the minimum required for state recognition? Answer: voluntary accreditation. 49. Back to the Basics movement was launched by the then DEX, now BLEPT, not only to upgrade pupil achievement but also to. Answer: emphasize the importance of the 3 R's. 50. According to Plato, the best life is one of contemplation of eternal truths. What is an application of this thought in the classroom? Answer: make students and teachers reflect on their learning. 51. The highest happiness is the contemplative use of the mind, said Plato. Therefore, let us give more opportunities for our students to do. Answer: introspection. 52. Mencius believed that all people were born good. This thought on the innate goodness of people makes it easier for us to blank our pupils. Answer: respect. 53. Teacher Maria sees to it that her classroom is clean and orderly, so her pupils will less likely disarrange seats and litter on the floor. On which thought is her action based? Answer: behaviorism. 54. Teacher Sally is of the thinking that from the very start, students must be made to realize that study is indeed hard work. To which philosophy does Teacher Sally adhere? Answer: essentialism. 55. If your students appear to be more interested in a topic outside your planned lesson for the day, you set aside your lesson plan for that day and take the opportunity to discuss the topic of particular interest to your students. Strike the iron while it is hot. Which philosophy governs your action? Answer: progressivism. 56. Specialization is knowing more and more about less and less. Then it is better to be a generalist, claims teacher Lonnie. On which philosophy does teacher Lonnie lean? Answer: perennialism. 57. Philosophy of: schools should go back to basics, they should teach the 3 R's. Answer: essentialism. 58. Philosophy of: schools should develop in the students' appreciation of the humanities. This way, they become highly rational and moral. Answer: perennialism. 59. Philosophy of: schools should help develop students to become enlightened and intelligent citizens of a democratic society. Answer: progressivism. 60. Philosophy of: schools should teach students to make responsible choices and be made accountable for such choices. Answer: existentialism. 61. Philosophy of: schools should develop in the students the ability to adapt to a changing world. Answer: reconstructionism. 62. Philosophy of: let's give incentives and rewards to students who get a rating of 85%. Answer: behaviorism. 63. Philosophy of: let's make the school environment conducive for learning. Answer: behaviorism. 64. Philosophy of: let's make the use of the experiential methods of teaching. Answer: progressivism. 65. Philosophy of: the learner is a product of his environment. Sometimes he has no choice. He is determined by his environment. Answer: behaviorism. 66. Philosophy of: the learner can choose what he can become despite his environment. Answer: existentialism. 67. Philosophy of: the learner is a social being who learns well through an active interplay with others. Answer: progressivism. 68. Which domain in the National Competency-Based Standard, or NCBTS, upholds gender sensitivity? Answer: learning environment. 69. Which legal basis guides the hiring of new teachers in the public schools? Answer: localization law. 70. When a case of child abuse is filed by parents, what law is applied? Answer: RA 7610. 71. The 1987 Philippine Constitution mandates free and compulsory education in the blank level. Answer: elementary. 72. The Education Act of 1982 categorically states that it is a teacher's blank to refrain from making deductions in scholastic ratings for acts that are clearly not manifestations of poor scholarship. Answer: obligation. 73. Who would most likely agree with the statement, to be truly ethical, a person must have the experience of sustained responsibility for the welfare of others? Answer: Kohlberg. 74. The official title of the Philippine national anthem is? Answer: Lupang Hinirang. 75. Which test item is in the highest level of Bloom's taxonomy of objectives? Answer: write a paragraph that observes coherence, unity and variety. 76. Upon prior consent of parents and school authorities, religion may be taught of Philippine schools. Answer: within regular class hours. 77. Which is not a domain of the NCBTS? Answer: alternative learning. 78. Scaffolding is integral to the blank theory of learning. Answer: constructivist. 79. Each teacher is said to be a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation, and is obliged to transmit to learners such heritage. Which practice helps him or her fulfill such obligation? Answer: teach community life and culture worth emulating. 80. Pursuant to the provision of Article 14 Section 1 of the Philippine Constitution, which DepEd policy may help attain the mandate, that the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education? Answer: hiring and recruitment policy and accreditation of the schools. 81. The Philippine Constitution mandates that religion shall be allowed to be taught in the public elementary and high schools. What is required from parents or guardians for the learners to attend religious instruction? Answer: written permit. 82. Who should teach religion? Answer: designated instructors by the religious authorities. 83. In the Education Act of 1982, which is not a teacher's right? Answer: filing anonymous complaint against superiors. 84. Which are teachers' obligations? Answer: AOTA. Accountable for the effective attainment of learning objectives and render reports on performance of learners. And maintain and sustain professional growth. And participate as an agent of social, moral, intellectual, and cultural change. 85. That the quality of Philippine education is declining, was the result of EDCOM, which recommended to blank teachers and teaching. Answer: professionalize. 86. The language problem was identified in the studies and surveys conducted as early as 1929. The proposal to solve the problem is the use of the blank for instructions from grades 1 to 3. Answer: vernacular. 87. The Early Childhood Care and Development Act provides for the promotion of the rights of children for survival and development. Which of the following statements is not among its objectives? Answer: assist the LGUs in their endeavor to prepare the child for adulthood. 88. Basic education is intended to lay the foundation on which subsequent learning can be based. Which is not part of basic education? Answer: tertiary education. 89. Which of the following is not covered by this Education Act of 1982, BP 232? Answer: Sunday schools. 90. The terms ethnicity, minority, multiculturalism, and diversity are integral to the understanding of cultural proficiency in teaching. Religion is a component of culture. What constitutional provision refers to religious instruction? Answer: the parents or guardians may express in writing that religion shall be allowed to be taught within regular hours, by instructors designated or approved by religious authorities, of the religion to which the children belong. 91. As per RA 8491, flags which have become worn out, through wear and tear shall be. Answer: solemnly burned. 92. What is the legal basis of shared governance in basic education? Answer: RA 9155. 93. On which philosophical foundations is reflective teaching grounded? Answer: AOTA. Plato's contemplation of eternal truths, and Aristotle's basic method of inquiry, and rationalists' superiority of reason. 94. According to Plato, the best life is one of contemplation of eternal truths. What is an application of this thought in the classroom? Answer: make students and teachers reflect on their learning. 95. The highest happiness is the contemplative use of the mind, said Plato. Therefore, let us give more opportunities for our students to do. Answer: introspection. 96. Mencius believed that all people were born good. This thought on the innate goodness of people makes it easier for us to blank our pupils. Answer: respect. 97. When we teach our objections to fatalism and determinism, our thought is contrary to. Answer: stoicism. 98. When we convince our students that pleasure is not the only good in life, we object to the teachings of. Answer: Epicureanism. 99. When we convince our students that pleasure is not the only good in life, we object to the teachings of. Answer: Epicureanism. 100. Teacher S. is of the thinking that from the very start, students must be made to realize that study is indeed hard work. To which philosophy does Teacher S. adhere? Answer: Essentialism.